This is Greg Trautwein with Maritime Reporter TV, and we're very pleased to be joined today by Andrew Peters, the CEO of AST, to talk about AST's interesting past, but more importantly, its promising future. So, Andrew, first and foremost, thank you for joining us.
Absolute pleasure.
Okay, so I know that 2022 is a special year for AST, your 30th anniversary. To start us off, can you give us a little bit of insight on the path that got you from there to here today?
So we have been historically a partner-led business, selling hardware and airtime through partners into the maritime industry and the land industry. And that business has held us firm for the last 30 years. We built up a network of partners around the world, and that's from Australia all the way through to the US. I think predominantly we're best with our customer support, the way we look after our customers, our account management, account teams and support. We're very knowledgeable in our business, so we really understand the marketplace. We are a top-level partner with everybody you can think of in terms of the top operators, so whether it be Inmarsat or Iridium or more recently OneWeb. And that is an important part of us in terms of our structure and the way in which we present the business as we move forward.
As you well know, every company has its strengths, every company has its weaknesses. But since it's your 30th anniversary, I'm going to forgiet about the weaknesses, and we're just going to talk about the strengths.
Good.
When you look at the company that you're in charge of today, what do you count as its chief strengths?
I think when I arrived, I would say predominantly it is about the people. So this is about technical expertise, it's about understanding the products and the marketplace. It's about being the best of breed provider. So when we go out to the market with a product or service from any operator or with any other company, we test it to the limits. We make sure it's ready to be in the customer's network. We pride ourselves on that. And then we also pride ourselves in understanding our customers, whether they be direct, whether they be partners. We know them, we keep on to them, we are constantly talking to them and communicating with them. We're using them today to help us with our next phase of our business, which is our software business.
Okay, so that leads me perfectly into my next question. So how are things changing for AST, and what's your outlook for the coming, say, 5 years?
So I think the biggest change for us has been to amalgamate the businesses that we have. So we've had a number of businesses across the group, as I said earlier, on a global basis. And those businesses have never been integrated into one single business, and that's what we're doing now. So we're pulling them into 3 regions. The next bit of that element that really is key is the software. So we have a number of companies that have elements of software, whether it be planned maintenance systems, whether it be crew welfare, whether it be location-based services. And the point is to try and pull all those together into one core platform for the industry. But the difficulty, as you know, with software is that if you don't understand the customer and you don't know what the customer wants, then you'll be providing something that isn't needed. So we spend a lot of time now talking to our customers, our existing customers, but also our future potential customers globally to get feedback on what we're developing. And that development of software will take us the best part of at least the next 9 to 12 months to come to fruition as we integrate it. But it has to be correct for the market.
Okay, so when you look ahead, and again, there's many changes and many challenges, many opportunities, but when you look ahead, how do you see AST expanding its business into new markets?
I think there's a number of areas. I think first of all, if you look at our hardware and our airtime business, that will expand naturally over the course of increased partnerships that we're getting. And just being here at this exhibition is a good example, because we're getting people talking to us about partnerships that we haven't had doing that before. So new partnerships will definitely be developed as a result, not just of this, but of other efforts that we're making on a global basis. We're increasing numbers of people, so that's also helping us both in terms of sales and support on a global basis. And the other thing we're doing is, because we're focusing on that software side of our business, we're growing that element of our business. So that is a number of things, I suppose, educationally. So it's apprenticeships and pulling people through who otherwise wouldn't have had those sort of opportunities. We've been very successful at that over the last couple of years. And then it's about growing that software out through the business. So our aim is that within the next 5 years, that software business will be approximately half of our existing revenue. And that is a big sum of money. So we're a 60 million revenue business today, and that shows you where we're headed on the software front.
This industry, this technology is evolving so rapidly. What do you see in store for the industry as a whole in the coming decade?
I think it's a markedly different industry from. I've been in the telecoms and technology sector for many years. I started when I was 18, so it's been a long journey over that period, and it's significantly changed. So we've seen massive changes, and not just satellite comms, but in mobile comms, etc. And I think this industry is going pretty much towards what happened in the fixed line industry and what's happened in the mobile industry. There's going to be more consolidation, and we're seeing that already. We're seeing it with Inmarsat, we're seeing it with OneWeb, we're seeing it with others, and I think that will continue. There'll be significant growth in terms of the capabilities of the satellite operators, and we're already seeing that. OneWeb and what they're doing, we're already seeing advances in what they're able to bring to the land and the maritime industries. And that, for me, is something that really will continue at that pace. And then we're seeing, as we've seen, Elon Musk putting his satellites up there and getting that there. So it'll become, the consumer element is part of it, and that has an important part to play, but the business element is huge. If you consider that 2% of Britain's motorways don't have a mobile signal, so how do you concentrate that, and how do you get that working between all the networks? And that's mobile, it's radio, it's satellite, and how do you get them working together? That's the key for driving the future, and particularly when you look at things like emergency services and those sort of networks that we've got. How do you do that? How do you present that to such an extent that you're pulling everything through and making everything work together? And it's integrated services is what it's all about, in my view.
Okay, well, Andrew, we appreciate your time. Congratulations on your 30-year anniversary, and we look forward to following up with you and your colleagues for the next 30.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Cool.
Thanks a lot.